So a lot's happened since we last spoke on this platform. You know, from creating a pretty gnarly honey bun, probably the best one to ever hit the asset marketplace, and to creating the beginning of the project and importing the penguin assets in and created a little blend for the walk animation and the idle. Created a snowball with this simple logic here that when the player bumps into snowball move. Go figure. Um, the hard part came after that, where I really struggled to figure out how to make a snowball get big. You know, um, I really liked writing the scripts for the player controller, but I found a lot of solutions. People like to push the blueprints. Being new, I kind of gonna go as simple as possible and try to figure it out. But clearly, attaching the parent does not do right. So let's get rid of that. So I tried a lot of different things. There wasn't really an answer online, or at least I couldn't find one briefly with the my impatient searching of making something move based on its, or making something grow based on its movement. So I kind of just had to poke around with all these fun little features and figure it out, and like reference other people's solutions to other problems and kind of see how I could apply them to my own. Um, but so I did find a solution where I could create just a simple moving or not moving output with the event tick. So as you see here, that's kind of what's going on, and that was kind of the foundation of troubleshooting to get this snowball to grow. So surprisingly, there's a lot of scale features in the blueprints, so it's kind of just me poking around on which one's which and which one actually works. And it's user error. It definitely wasn't. It's not the engine's fault. The engine's pretty sweet, and it's super fun. And I'm sitting here cranking it out, and it's just time's flying by, and I just want to figure it out. And next thing you know, I look up, and it's way too late for my own good. But we were making some progress. We started to see some scaling with the movement. I think like around once I started adding the multipliers in, and essentially the multipliers would multiply, but it only do it once, even attached to the tick. So you see here, it instantly just grew to 5 scale, and it essentially says it's moving, but it's not. So there's a lot of things I had to work out. I did make some progress with the get scaling with the snowball, and then setting it to the new scale, and then multiplying it by 1 without any proper logic attached to it. Essentially, you get this. It's just a giant balloon. It goes up and up and up, and it just doesn't stop. It's pretty crazy, to be honest. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but it was super funny to watch. So we got another solution that we figured out. I moved it over to the Boolean, and for some reason it grew, but it didn't keep growing. So my first thought was, oh, maybe this snowball's growing, but the sphere is staying small, so that way I don't actually collide with it anymore for the pushing logic. So I think removing it from the pushing logic was my next step, because I feel like unless I just make references to everything and grow everything at the same time, it's just gonna kind of be a big issue. So the solution that I came across was, you reference the target for the velocity, you calculate it, and you make a greater than if it's 0.5. It pretty much worked with anything, but I figured 0.5 would be fine. So that would run it every tick, and then you get the world scale of the snowball, and you'd add 0.001 to it, very small, because snowballs don't snowballs don't grow too big too fast. So then you target it again, and that could be redundant. I'm not too sure yet, but then you set the relative scale with the new scale of that, and then I have the print still there. So And I have this set there. I don't know if that works, but you know, it's working. So if we run and test it, you know, you can walk around, you can push, and you push the snowball, and it slowly gets bigger, which is sweet. Thank you so much for stopping by, and you know, like, comment, subscribe if you want. And I'll be sure to see you guys in the next devlog. Take care. Honey Bun out.